Here we are, getting ready for this showdown between these two fighters. Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was gonna miss this.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. It's Dimitry Bivol, 174 pounds. He's 6 foot tall even, with a reach of 72 inches. And they'll be facing Canelo Alvarez. He's 172 centimeters tall with a reach of 179.
Talk about hot seats in the house. I am so lucky to be sat where I am watching this fight live. I can tell my grandkids about this.
Here comes Dimitry Bivol. Here's the man who took the boxing world by storm in 2022. He won the Fighter of the Year thanks in large part to his dominating win over Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican legend, the middleweight, the super middleweight, the light heavyweight who fights out of Guadalajara, Mexico.
Look at this, these fights are so up for him. Look at that.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, fighting out of Kyrgyzstan by way of Russia, presenting the acclaimed light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Dimitry Bivol. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a 4-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as they touch gloves, and here we go.
All what's left is for the first bell to go. That's all we need now, because the build-up is getting ridiculous.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. Couldn't land that jab. Punch, counter punch. Swing and a miss with the hook. They both want the knockout. They exchange punches. One of only 2 men to have beaten Canelo Alvarez. Can Bivol do it again?
Dimitry Bivol, what a fighter. What an emergence of a unit. Now this guy is the only guy to inflict that second loss on Canelo's illustrious career.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Those counter punches have to hurt. Just missed with that hook. Which fighter? Hold it right there. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter, because the expectation from the fans and the people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
Nice counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Bivol in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Focus back, work. You're doing good, kid. You're doing good. That's off and don't give him anything, all right? Go back out there and win this round.
On to the second round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Counter punch. They miss with the jab. A perfect counter shot. The courage on display here is incredible. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Perfect counter shot. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Good counter punch. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well done with that counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Bivol in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Get it. You stay focused now.
And there's the bell for round 3. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with the counter. A lot of effort being exerted here. The straight right just misses. Lucky that hook didn't score. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Lucky that hook didn't score. And he just missed with that left jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A punch, a receipt is coming right back. A perfect counter shot. Perfect counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Bivol in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
On to the fourth we go. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. Straight right just misses. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? He blocks that jab. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you've cheated, now we're going to find out.
Incredible work rate. Straight right just misses. He misses with that jab. They threw the hook. It didn't land. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Forget about that round. It was a bad round.
And there's the bell for round 5. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Holding nothing back here in the round. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Counter punching. Straight right just misses. Straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Bivol in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
You don't want to lose this fight, do you? Come on. You've let him... Yes, I like that round. Good round.
There's the bell to start round 6. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
That jab misses. Good counter punch. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Nice counterpunch right up the middle. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter shot lands. Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here? Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it, and the fight continues. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Bivol in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you have no excuse for gassing out.
Switch on. Switch on. You're getting your timing already.
And there's the bell for round 7. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Nice counterpunch right up the middle. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
His stamina is off the charts. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Looks like trouble was averted.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter shot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? That jab misses. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Got out of the way of that right hook. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. And this fight is over. A big headshot, and he goes down. We have got to see that again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there. Are you okay? You're out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.